Hey everybody, I'm going to do a video 6.5 today simply because I have a little bit of information and I just had some thoughts that came to me and I've had some comments that I thought I might be able to answer. I think you guys may be able to figure out where I am, but we'll go talk about this, okay? Okay, first things first. Before I get into some of the comments that some people asked me, I'm going to show you where my layout is. It is right here. Just about everything in the train room is in this little storage cubby. I came down here to see if I can get in my paint cabinet, and I'm not exactly sure where it is. I'll figure it out, but I'm working on a model kit right now. Yep, this is all the train stuff and all the models and all the things that were on the wall and the flooring and the display cases and the pictures and just about everything. Anyway, this is where I did save some stuff. I saved some 1-inch foam, and here's all my backdrops that I think I mentioned I saved. If I can cut any of that out and use it, I'm going to. And I think I will be able to use some of that. I've had some thoughts on how all of this layout is going to be built. And now I just want to discuss a couple things that I was asked by people. Okay, so it's a little bright in here, but okay, I was asked by a couple of guys if I was having any withdrawals from doing trains, and at first I did not have any. I didn't have any reservations at all. Not reservations, I shouldn't comment that way. I didn't have any feelings about that much at all when I was tearing the room out of the garage, because it had been so long since I was able to park in a garage, many years. But now that the other shed is coming together, I'm getting a little bit more excited about the fact that I did tear it down. I have to say, though, that of all the layouts I've torn out, I've put them back in that same room. And now that the room is gone and I'm having to wait for a new space to make the new layout in, it is becoming a little bit of a drag, you know, and it is wearing on me. Not wearing on me. I have a desire to build. And maybe that's why I don't mind tearing them out, is because I get more enjoyment out of the building part. I like them when they're running and everything, but I really have fun building them. This is exciting for me because it's going to be the biggest room I've ever had to build one in, and we'll see how it goes. I was going to add here also that my wife's sister calls her all the time, and she knows I've torn the layout out. She had seen it and everything, and she's always asking Robin, or Robin's talking to her and saying that I'm getting antsy, you know, to get going on something. And since the slab is out there, her sister replied to her the other day. She said, just go get him some sidewalk chalk and let him start drawing stuff on the concrete. And I thought, dang, that's not really a bad idea. No, I'm just kidding. I really don't want to go out there and do that. I'll wait till the shed gets here. And by the way, I have news on that, so let's get to that. I wanted to tell you guys that, you know, I brought all this stuff down here to storage, and it gets it all out of our way, and we don't have to deal with it in the garage and stumbling over everything. However, I have realized that every now and then there's something I need, and it's not very far from the house, and it's really not hard to get here, but I just don't want to make the drive down here to retrieve something. But anyway, as I said, I'm here to get some paint today, if I can get in there and get to the paint cabinet. So, that being said, we'll move on. Okay, finding the paint cabinet in here was impossible. It must be buried back there somewhere. But I wanted to share with you everybody asks me where I get my track plans and all that stuff, and I think it comes from years of looking at these particular books. These are the ones that I always fall back on. This is 101 More Track Plans. It's a more modern one. I've looked at every plan in there and studied every plan. This is the original 101 track plans for model railroads. A bunch of really good plans back here, especially for large spaces back here in the back, that have a lot of really good idea for yards and ways to get back to where you came from, into inlets, just all kinds of stuff. I refer to this one. I like this one because it always reminds me about things to do, not do, about bench work, especially since this time I'll be doing all new bench work. I'm going to do it a little bit conventional, but a little bit modified conventional, and I'll get into that another day when we start doing that. But this is a good book. It's rebuilding, but still all the pertinent information is in there. This book is dear to my heart, and I will show you why. Okay, so some of you may or may not have seen this layout at some point in time. This is an HO layout in that book. It's HO layout number 29, the Central Midland. There is an awful lot of good ideas if you study this track plan. What I would have to tell you is, or what I want to tell you guys is, that this holds a special place in my heart because this is the first layout that I ever built when I started doing model railroading. This was my first layout. I built it almost identically to this. I had to shorten a couple things up, and I had to take a few tracks out of the yard to accomplish it in a shed that I had in Albuquerque. Unfortunately, I do not have any pictures of that layout when I built it. But my original plan in the building was to just make a modified version of this layout. But by the time I modified it, it looked like something that was totally not anything like this. I mean, it didn't even begin to have the features of this or even begin to look like this. And I just thought that this didn't stretch out good. But I could imagine, let me put it this way, I would imagine that this would be a great layout to build in N scale. Great layout. It was a nice running layout. You had a place to put some trains. Not much industry on it, but if you just want to watch trains go, it's a great layout that would fit in a compact space for an N scale layout. But anyway, that's why this book is near and dear to my heart. Let's move on. And this one is my last one that I referred to. 58 track plans from past issues of Model Railroader. There is an awful lot of good, 598, you can see how old this book is. But there's a lot of good layouts in here. A lot of nice layouts in here. For any kind of space. I like it because, as you saw there in the first part of this book, there's a lot of shelf layout stuff in there. And all in all, most of us, for the most part, we're just building an elongated shelf layout. I mean, you know, so taking ideas from a shelf layout is sometimes a wonderful idea. Anyway, this is a great book also. So I hope this answers everybody's questions as to where I get track plans, where I get ideas. I think any model railroader had these books here, if you can find them. I know some of them are out of print, but if you can find these books here, you'll have a wealth of information to start building a layout of any size and any type. One other thing I needed to get out of here was we had a run day on Saturday, and I had taken a freight train out of there that I had saved out of all this mess in this storage unit. So I'd be able to take a train out to the fairgrounds to run, and I got out there and I had no locomotive. So I'm taking these two guys. I got them to run pretty good. Anyway, this is my locomotive box out of my bag of stuff I have to take out to the fairgrounds. But I got a couple locomotives out of there, and now I'm ready to roll. Okay. I think I said in video 6 that we had finished paying for the shed and I was just waiting on information as to when they would be able to come and work on it. I've had to call him and bug him 2 times, at least 2 times, maybe 3 times now, always telling me he's going to get back to me. He finally had the lady in El Paso that's in charge of scheduling call me. I talked to her directly today, and they will be here on Friday morning and put the shed up on Friday. So, Friday the 27th is the day. So now at least I have an ETA. I have something that I can look forward to getting that done, and then I can schedule the electrician to come and do his thing, and then the sheetrock guy to come and do his thing, and we'll be on our way. I did today, by the way, go and buy 3 more LED 5000K LED lights, shop lights from Harbor Freight. I had taken one out of Robin's shed, the 8-foot shed they tore down. So now I have 4. I think 4 across the ceiling of that building should be more than sufficient to light the inside of that shed. I've also got to get a diagram drawn up for the electrician where all the electric plugs are going to go. So all that is in the works. The good news is it should be here on Friday. If it gets here on Friday, I'm going to see if I can make some kind of arrangement to do a time-lapse video of them putting the shed up with this camera. It has a time-lapse feature, but I'm not really sure if I can make it work. I'll have to find a place to plug the camera in and leave it on the tripod on the porch or somewhere. But see if I can get a time-lapse of them putting the shed up. But we'll see if that pans out. It may or may not. But anyway, that's about it for today. Bye-bye, trains. Bye-bye. Okay, gang, we're back here in the old train room, and that's it for today. So, as usual, thanks for watching.